So, decided to come out in the open, have you? Now it's our turn to ask questions and the answers better come thick and fast, otherwise you are going to be carried out here in a stretcher! Now, what department are you working for?
Oh, look, really, this isn't necessary.
What department?
I'm not from any department. I'm a journalist.
Sid!
Ambulance service, quickly.
Oh, give us a bit of breathing space, will you, girls? You can watch me just as well from over there.
Yeah. Follow-up story on the escape be damned. What makes her think she's any different from any other reporter?
She got herself put in here. She must really want the truth.
Oh, I can tell you one thing. I don't trust any of them. You tell them the facts and then they go and print what they bloody well like. You ought to know that. Look what they did to you over that Jackie Nolan thing.
Are you two in this or not? What'd you say, Bea?
Will you stop worrying about Sid? He has probably gone fishing.
No. He's not the sort to leave a job half done. Something awful must have happened.
Yeah. Another thing, every time the papers get involved with us, we're the ones that end up with egg on our faces.
Listen, they helped Pat O'Connell and Jackie Nolan. If they hadn't made the noise they did, we wouldn't have got ourselves a teacher.
Oh, big deal.
Listen, I told you not to go mooching around after that teacher. He's the same as a screw. He wouldn't get involved with you even if he wanted to.
Yeah, well, he didn't have to go and tell Vera about the socks I knitted him.
Don't you forget about that for 2 seconds. Anyhow, we are not talking about him. I say we want to give her and get ourselves a bit of PR.
Lizzie, can I see you for a moment, please?
Oh, it's Sid, isn't it? Something awful's happened. I knew it.
Now, stop jumping to conclusions. I just want a word with you. Mrs. Morris, I was just wondering, have any of the women here ever been attacked by other prisoners? Has anybody been threatening you? No, just curious. If ever anything like that happens, believe me, the women responsible aren't let off lightly.
What was that all about?
Just in case you were planning on giving me another king hit from behind.
Yeah, well, that's because we thought you were an undercover cop or something.
Will you shut up, Doreen?
Doreen, I thought it was because you didn't like me. Now, will you call your bulldogs off? I've come here to write a story. Do like I say, and I'll get your photograph in the social pages.
It's not as bad as it sounds, Lizzie. Mrs. Power went with him to the hospital, and although he's had a stroke, it could have been worse.
You're just saying that. I know what one of them strokes can do to you. You're lucky if you don't just turn into a veggie. I've read all them medical books in here, you know.
And you've probably read just enough to worry yourself unnecessarily.
You telling me that he's going to be as right as rain again?
Well, I don't think he'll be able to come back to work, Lizzie.
Does that mean he's going to be bedridden?
Well, it's too early to tell.
It's a shame his family don't live a little bit nearer. You need somebody close to you at a time like this.
Look, I'll have a word with Mrs. Davidson. Oh, no, she's out. Well, Mr. Fletcher, then. But I can't promise anything, but you might be able to visit him tomorrow.
Oh, that is good of you, Mrs. M.
I'm sorry, Lizzie.
Oh, I don't reckon you can keep an old fella like Sid down for long. He's like me, tough as an old boot. I reckon if he makes his mind up to it, he'll be back here before you know what. I reckon he's just overdone it a bit, that's all.
Look, they've only given me 3 weeks. How long do I have to wait before you decide to help?
We're just working out if we can trust you.
I could have told the screws about being attacked in the shower the other day, now couldn't I?
Now, how do we know that you're going to tell them the truth?
You don't. Neither do I yet.
Well, you better be careful what you say, because if you don't watch your step, we'll tell the screws on you, and they don't like journals any more than we do.
Oh, well, then I can assure you I'll write some very juicy stuff about women behind bars.
You want to bet, you bitch.
All right. We'll give you what we can. But like all sources of information, we expect a small token of your appreciation. From that wad you showed Jude. You'll get paid.
If and when I decide you've given me some valuable information.
Well, that rather depends where your sympathies lie, doesn't it?
I'm unbiased.
Oh, Lizzie, was it about Sid?
Yeah. He's had one of them strokes, Dor. The doctors reckon he'll pull through, but it's just a matter of time.
Oh, crikey.
What rotten luck. I am sorry, love.
Yeah, honey, don't you worry too much. There's a lot of fight in him yet.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. He'll be back with us in no time.
Please help!
Get them out of there quickly. Come on.
Hey, what's it doing? No! Let's get this one. Handcuffs around her feet.
Sure, she should have been. Oh, you little bitch.
You try Alex.
Come on.
I need a doctor, please.
Sister Franklin will be here soon. Now, we'll get this over with as quickly as possible. Jennifer Ann Armstrong, you've been sentenced to 7 days imprisonment for failure to pay fines relating to traffic violations. Now, is that correct?
Yes.
Look, she's in no fit condition to have her fingerprints taken. Can we leave it till later?
Yes, all right.
Pig, go on. Hit me or dare ya.
Right. Stand over there on that line.
Blimey, paws off me.
You're going to learn to do as you're told, young lady.
Georgina Baxter, you've been sentenced to a period of 6 months imprisonment having been found guilty of assault and bodily harm. Is that correct?
Answer when an officer speaks to you.
We better get you to the examination room. It could be broken.
Broken.
Don't worry. We'll see it doesn't ruin your looks.
Is that correct?
Right. See she gets into a uniform, will you, Officer Barfield?
I ain't getting to them rags. You try to put them on me, I'll scratch your eyes out.
Ow! Right, that does it. You're going to spend some time in solitary till you learn to do as you're told.
What about the showers?
Do you want to risk it?
No, thanks.
All right. Will you be all right? Mm-hmm. Better come with me.
Bunch of turds.
Keep that gut language to yourself, Baxter.
Stand on the line, please.
Good heavens. This can't be happening to me.
If you want to be tough, we'll be twice as tough. It's up to you how you want to spend your 6 months in here. It can be as easy or as hard as you want to make it. It's up to you. But I'm warning you, we can outlast you. You'll stay in here until you learn to do as you're told. Now get into that uniform and do as the officers tell you. And stop behaving like a punk. Right, you'll learn the hard way.
Well, the only reason that we tried to escape in the first place was because of what Gillespie was doing to us.
Look, frankly, that's stale news. I want a new angle. Something like, what did you do on the run? Like, where did you go? Who did you see? What does it feel like? Were you afraid, desperate? And mostly, who helped you when you were on the run?
Look, what Jude is trying to say is it's what happens in here that counts. That's what you should be writing about. Take the screws, for instance. Who want to do a job like that?
That's right. If you're so interested in finding out what makes people tick, do a story on the screws. They're the real social garbage, only they get paid for it.
Yeah, and I reckon there shouldn't have any men working in a women's prison. We should have a woman teacher.
Put a sock in it, Doreen.
Oh, Sid's a man, and it's all right him working in here.
Yeah, well, Sid's different. But what would a man know about women's problems anyway?
Well, you reckon Vera's any different?
Do you find it sexually frustrating having men around?
No. You wouldn't understand anything, would you? That's because you're going to be out of here in a lousy 3 weeks.
How can I understand if you won't answer my questions?
Well, they're pretty dumb questions if you ask me.